That H2 is running through right now. It's on the block. Let's go check it out. My nerves are way, way up. And I'm also excited like Christmas. Like, how's it gonna do? Is there people with, I have to pee so bad.
Kirk's looking for you. You don't have your badge on. That's why he's looking.
Oh.
Where is he? Where you gotta be?
I own it for like 32. What's my reserve at? I really just want to sell it, so let's see where we can get. 10 grand? Oh God.
We ain't done yet. Relax, man.
My nerves are like up to here. All right, I wasn't really expecting to roll so quickly. Do you mind if we walk and roll? All right, so I came here, we left 2 hours ago to come to Kissimmee. I'm running 2 cars through the auction today that I thought were gonna run later at the auction. I've already driven up here 2 hours and 2 hours back to get the cars off the transporter, which you may have watched that video. We just got here 10 a.m. I don't see my 2 cars where they were on Monday. I'm hoping they're not already running through. I was planning on doing like a whole intro of where I am and what we're doing. I'm already stressed. I don't want the day to be stressed out, and I was walking in cool until I don't see my cars. Now I'm stressed again. Let's go inside, see if our cars are there, and then I'm gonna tell you what's going on today. We're doing 2 today, and we're going to do 2 next week. I showed up here the other day to meet my transporter. It was already stressful getting the cars here from New Hampshire to Florida. Today I'm running a Nissan Skyline and a Humvee H1 military vehicle, and we're gonna try to just honestly sell them. I already know we're gonna lose some money on these things because the market has changed and we gotta liquidate. Behind me here is my Humvee. This car, I actually really like it. I really, really like it. And if it doesn't sell, I might just bring it back to my home in Florida so I can use it with the top off, because I can't buy a Bronco convertible for the price I paid for this thing. And I don't want to drive a Jeep. So you get a lot of wow factor in a car like this for much less than a Blazer or a Bronco or an International Scout, which is one of the reasons I bought it. What I didn't realize is this vehicle is a military Humvee, not an H1. There is a big difference. In my head now, I'm thinking, hey, we can buy a Humvee, sell it at another auction, and make money. I paid $28,000 for this thing. I paid $40,000 for the other Hummer H1, so I thought I stole this. What I didn't realize is this is a bare bones military vehicle. The difference between the civilian H1 we'll show you in this video is that this vehicle, the military vehicle, has nothing, doesn't even have a key. All we do is turn the ignition to run and start it, meaning anybody, probably shouldn't tell you this, can take this vehicle wherever I park it. There's no radio, there's kind of air, but really it's just a vent to blow heat from the engine to keep your feet warm. There's not a lot to this truck, even the steering wheel. And the entire thing is like rhino line, texture coated, truck bed coated. They call it Kevlar coating. But what happened is the guy that sold this at the Barrett-Jackson auction buys these from military auctions. He strips them down, he tapes everything off, and he coats everything in an industrial coating and then sells them here, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. So we'll probably see another one just like this from the guy I bought this off of. Here's the problem. This Humvee I paid $28,000 for, shipped it home. I'm roughly into it for over $30,000. You can buy these things from military auctions for around $12,000 to $17,000. And then he just sprayed it all black and put some rims on it. I love the truck, but I'm afraid I may have overpaid. Let's go see. It's still early here. I want to see if we can get some deals inside the auction, then we're going to come back to these 2 vehicles. We're doing our Humvee video, our military Humvee, but what's really cool about the auction is there are all types of Hummers, and what guy doesn't love a Hummer? This one right here is your H2. They came out in 2003. These Humvee, Hummer H2s were revolutionary because as far as we knew, Arnold Schwarzenegger drove the military Humvee, DMX drove the H1 luxury $150,000 Hummer H1 luxury vehicle. Then these came out around 70 grand and they were pretty affordable and rugged, and Will Smith in Bad Boys 2 demolished all of Cuba in one of these things in bright yellow, and it just put this car on the map. You can get a luxury, comfortable vehicle for under $70,000 that was rugged. Unfortunately, my efficient bladder just stopped me from seeing something that I really wanted to look at. A 1994 Ford Bronco, Eddie Bauer, all in black, is running through right now for 14 grand, which actually isn't that bad of a price. Maybe it's better that I'm not down there. Let's go see if we can catch it. So we're now at the auction block, and there's a little bit of everything that runs through this auction. So like right now is a 2015 Ford F-150 XL pickup. There is literally zero special about that truck, and it's running through a classic car auction, and they're getting 14 grand. For a truck like that, it's not that great of a price. Right outside the staging lane, so before I dive into bidding on cars that I haven't even looked at yet, let's go outside and see what's in the staging lane that's coming through shortly.
Crazy ass weather with you.
I live here now, so someone else brought it with them, not me. All right. Thank you very much. So this is what we call the staging lane. Right behind the camera is the auction block where the cars run through. This is where the cars are sitting. They can get prepped, they can get checked out, and then you can see what's running through within the next 30 to 40 vehicles. Behind me is another Hummer H1. I want to compare the two interiors from the 2008 I showed you at the beginning of the video to the one right now. Let's go check that out right there. Now let's move on from that and go to the Hummer H2 because I want to show you the difference in the interior that I was explaining before. Now this is a 2007 Hummer H2, 1 year difference from the one we looked at before. You can see how much more plush the leather interior is. You have a padded leather with side bolsters on top and bottom, but the best part, honestly, is the armrest. There is no more comfortable seat that I've ever sat in than a GM truck from like 2002 to 2006. This armrest shouldn't go unnoticed. Now you see they did have to upgrade the radio because the radios didn't have Bluetooth or auxiliary. You're also getting like the Chevy SS steering wheel, the Tahoe steering wheel in this generation, different gauges. So same truck on the outside, little different on the inside. No DVD player on this one, but it still has that tire rack in the rear. And the reason they're so prominent at this auction right now is because they're becoming, number one, more affordable, but to find clean ones is getting more and more difficult. Super rugged, great towing capability, incredible comfort, incredibly reliable, strong engine, big truck, and to find them still clean is getting harder and harder to see. So that's why they're becoming a collectible item and starting to run more and more through the auctions when you find clean ones. Where I'm from, they're all rusty, they're all bubbling and pitting and peeling, and honestly, everything's falling apart on them. You don't often see them in good shape.
Big fan, how are you?
Craig, nice to meet you.
Right, my wife called me out.
So I showed you the Back to the Future 2 DeLorean. This is actually an original DeLorean, not a Back to the Future DeLorean. Really neat car, completely stainless steel, gull wing doors that open up like this, like an iconic 80s car. And what I think of back then and relate it to now would be the Cybertruck, fully stainless steel vehicle, oddball car, but really kind of collector and niche weird car that people love to hate. This would have been that car, like featured in every 80s movie that wanted to feature a cool car that was not really fast or luxurious or reliable or even that sporty. It just looked cool, and it was like something of the future, kind of like the Cybertruck. Not really Humvee related, but it is truck related. We have a dually Cummins Ram crew cab, and then also a Cheyenne 10, like amazing show quality truck. I'm just curious to see what these two go through for and what they sell for. So we'll watch these, and then we're gonna look at some Hummers go through as well and see what those H2s are selling for before my Humvee H1 runs through. Unless it has 250,000 miles. watching that in the background. I have 2 Mercedes SL 500s running through next week. I'm curious to see what this sells for. So this car is a 2004 Mercedes. I have 2 2003s. This is 69,000 miles. One has 39,000, one has 109 that I'm running through next week. I'm really curious to see what this goes for today. It'll be kind of a close indicator of what my 2 are gonna go for next week.
Points bid at $52,000, and ladies and gentlemen, here's Alex McLaughlin.
And right now?
In the staging lanes.
Oh, good. We'll check that out next. Thanks a lot.
That's in great for the channel.
That's it. We're shooting a Humvee video. I'll put that in there. Thank you. Our first H2 is running through. Now, they're kind of becoming collectible when you find clean ones. I'm gonna scan the VIN to tell you what it should sell for at like dealer auction. So I have an app on my phone for stuff like this. I can open the app and I can scan the VIN. Now where's my camera? I'm gonna show you on camera. Hey, I'm gonna show you on camera. So let's check out the mileages. What's the mileage on the odometer?
68,000.
68,000. 68,000. Now the difference between this and the previous gen, the first gen, same body style, 6 liter. Second gen, 2008, I think, comes with a 6.2 liter V8, more horsepower. Honestly, the 6 liter is a better engine. 68,000 miles, so we should be around 24.1 at the dealer auctions. I like to be under that and go by Black Book of JD Power. We're talking like 17,000-ish. So 15's low, 17's normal, and then 15, 24 is really, really high. So I'm just curious to know what the market's like. I don't need another Hummer in my inventory.
$30,000. Anybody get 25? I got 10. Reserve.
About 30 car inventory.
$21,000 is the bid. $22,000.
This video is a Humvee video. I promise we're talking Humvees. But there's so many H2s right now that are coming back. They never really left, but they're coming back. We're at 20 grand, 25. Now we're at 20 as a high bid.
25 at 25 at 30.
We're at 25 right now.
Everybody get 30, everybody get 30, everybody get 25 and 30. I have 25, 7, 8, 28.
They have $27,000 now.
Everybody get 30, everybody get 30, everybody get 30, everybody get 8, everybody get 30. If you bid 33,000, enter it, I sell to you immediately. I drop the hammer right away and sell to you.
So the bid goes on means it didn't meet the seller's reserve. They wanted more than $30,000 for that car. I actually hate to make this video, but I think we found our next, I think we just found our next collector's item. Those H2s were really cliche, really tacky for a long time, and I think we're seeing them come back now. All right, I'm gonna scan this one too, because it's simple enough to see what they should sell for at auction. 16, 14. Yeah, so if you look right here, this is the 6 liter. 2008 has the 6.2, 10.9, and it has had 2 owners, no accidents. So the way it works, it starts really, really high, like $50,000 bid is unrealistic. And then they jump down, and then they start working out. So once they get a high bid at 15, like now they're at 20,000. They have $24,000.
Anybody get $25,000 for it?
Afraid to make this video because I feel like the Hummer market's pretty affordable. They didn't sell it. They didn't sell it at $24,000. I feel like the Hummer market is pretty fair. It had been coming down for a while and they became affordable. And like this fast, all of a sudden, the market's up. Prices are up. And if I make this video and put it out there, everyone's gonna start looking at Hummers and paying more. So I don't want to influence the Hummer market. Somewhere around here, I'm told there's a Humvee H1. That's what this video is supposed to be about. Let's go find it. If you ever catch my live streams, which I do, like I try to do one a month, that's the best opportunity for me to have live chats with you guys. So you get to see what I'm doing in the moment. There's no delay, there's no editing. And also when we do live premieres. So when I air videos, it's either Sunday or Monday nights around 8 p.m. and Thursdays at 8 p.m. If you ever join our live premieres, we chat live. I'm on those. So we can have conversations in the comments section live with me, and we do banter and answer questions. I'm a sucker for conversion vans. I have 3 kids. One of my kids may or may not have almost been named Van for reasons I won't tell you. I love these. You can park them anywhere. You can sleep in the back. They're comfortable. You go on road trips. They're awesome. I want you to see the inside, but it's playing Journey, and then I'm not gonna be able to monetize this video. So go quickly and then don't get the music, but I love these cars. And make sure you get that giant screen. Finally, after the whole day of talking, my voice and throat hurt, my Hummer's here. I'm going to finally get my Hummer run through. This is a weird thing that I'm gonna say, and I know it. I keep talking about like Broncos and Blazers. They're gonna start it. Watch how he starts this car up. Again, no key. Just turn it, wait for the light to turn off, and then it fires right up. Now the truck is running great, but when I bought it at Barrett-Jackson in April, I couldn't get the thing started. Let's try again. 1, 2, 3. And then after that, I brought it home and decided, you know what, I'm gonna run it through a dealer auction because that's how I made my money on the first one. I couldn't get that thing to drive from my shop to the auction, which is like a 15-minute drive because it kept shutting off. If it should sell. I'm here to sell things. I gotta sell things. But if it doesn't sell, I won't be that disappointed. The Skyline I really wanna sell. Okay, so this thing's gonna be big bucks. It's a 1974 International Scout with a 6.2 liter V8 swap out of a GM, I believe. It says 6.2, so I'm assuming it's a V8 swap from a newer Chevy, and it is perfect. The interior cross stitch looks amazing. The car's so nice. I want it, but it's gonna be 60, 70, 80, 90, $100,000. I don't really know. So the Skyline is right there, and by now you should have already seen the Skyline sell in our first video, although we're jumping back and forth because again, I don't want to make this video too long, and it probably already is. There's a couple concerns I have about this Humvee. Number one, the black, even though it's a black texture coating, shines really well. Like it's a satin finish, but it has a really nice pop to it. And you can kind of see it on the grill that it has a nice pop. But it's been sitting in the dirt in a parking lot for 2 days, and it is covered in dust and dirt. Like you can see my shoes just from walking around. I cleaned these this morning. My shoes are filthy. The Humvee, the wheels are filthy. The Hummer's covered in dust, which actually makes it look more brown than black. And I don't have anything to polish it up. So the truck really looks like a military vehicle. Again, I know it is, but I want it to look like a really nice military vehicle, and this looks like a used, like kind of dirty military vehicle. That H2 is running through right now. It's on the block. Let's go check it out. 2008 Hummer H2 is at 15 grand right now. They won 17, they have 16 grand. 6.2 liter V8, 2008 Hummer H2. Doesn't show the mileage, and I don't remember what the mileage was on this truck. They're at $17,000. Now I assume running?
Now offering E178 in 2000.
Sold $17,000. Now I assume the mileage is higher. I feel like the mileage on that was 123,000. So it's not like it's a collector's item. I can't imagine it's going to go up in value because at that type of mileage, it's not something you want to save. It's something you want to drive. So for 16 grand, you're getting actually a pretty great vehicle for that price, and it's probably the right number. Which makes me wonder about the 60 and 70,000 mile H2s that we're going through for 30 and 35. Right now, the Hummer's going through. So I did I've been on shows. I did jujitsu and jujitsu and wrestling tournaments. I get like this. I have to, and like CrossFit tournaments, I have to pee like every 5 minutes. I can't help it. Like that's all I can do. My nerves get up. I'm rushing to the bathroom constantly. I have that happening right now. My Humvee is right there. Let's go check it out real quick. It's happening, it's real now. My nerves are way, way up. And I'm also excited like Christmas. Like, how's it gonna do? Is there people with, I have to pee so bad. I feel like I have to run to the bathroom and run back before that runs through. Because the Skyline comes through shortly after that. They're cleaning it for me, which I love. They're wiping it down, which I love. I own that thing for $32,000. If it goes for 20, I'm in deep trouble. I probably won't sell it. 25, 26, I'll sell it. Less than that, I know the high bid at West Palm Beach last year was 25, so I know 25 is reasonable. I paid 28 plus fees plus shipping, so 32 and change I own that for. It runs great though. It didn't run like this when I bought it. So whoever's buying it is getting a decent car. I have to pee. What am I gonna do? I'm just gonna hold it, I guess. You're gonna see me do the PB dance while the truck's running through. Honestly, this is how I bought it. I was up in VIP, I had 2 drinks. In my head, I'm like, I know what they're worth. I raise my hand, I end up winning it. I get caught in the bidding. I'm hoping that's what happens with this thing. The Hummer's up. Instead of hurting all day long, I just get them done. Then it's all over. I can relax because either result, I can't fight it. It's gonna sell, it's not gonna sell, then it's over with, and then I can figure out what to do with it from there. There's a lot of people on it. There's a lot of people looking at this truck. We have Nico videoing. We have the T-Bird running through, and then my Humvee Corvette, and then the Skyline's after that black truck. It's all happening right now. All right, we're up.
Kurt's looking for you. You don't have your badge on. That's why he's looking.
Oh.
Where you gotta be?
I own it for like 32. What's my reserve at? I really just want to sell it, so let's see where we can get. 10 grand? Oh God.
We ain't done yet. Relax, man.
My nerves are like up to here. That's stressful. They're at 12 grand. I paid 30 for it. 14.
You don't want to sell that, man, do you?
Not even close, no.
Tell me your bottom. What's your bottom, man?
28. 28. All right, we have some money. Can you get me in the mid-20s maybe?
We'll try it.
Yeah, thanks, thanks. That's real money? No. Is there money on it or no?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah, I can't do that. All right, thanks. I got another one coming up in a minute. Thank you. That's wildly low. Maybe I just bought wrong. I don't know, but that would kill me. That it will go to the bid goes on, so people can bid on it after. I can't take a $15,000 loss on it. I know I can sell it for more, and I know that it's sold at a dealer. The high bid at a dealer auction was more than that. So I'll hang on to it. I'll ship it back down to South Florida and see how we do. Or maybe we'll get lucky and the bid goes on, get somewhere in the mid-20s. For now, my Skyline's going through, so let's see how that does. Oh, I want this. I cut the roof off of an Escalade because I wanted it to look like this. I love that clean, like no roof, no roll bar look, and I ruined it by paying $1,600 to have a roll bar put on my Escalade. The truck cost me near nothing. The roll bar cost me more than the Escalade. Not nearly as nice as this, granted, but it cost me like nothing to cut the roof off of it and then look cool like this, just not as nice. I want this. Fits 5 people, has space in the rear to put your stuff, and it looks fairly reliable. Oh, I love it. I love it. I want it so bad.
Sold $7,000. Sold $7,000. You have 9, 10, 12. You have 10 pound, 12 pound, 15 pound, 72 pounds another bid. You have 2. I want to bid, 2 to bid. 32 pound now. 32 pounds another bid. You have now 2. I'm going to bid 32.
I really wanted to show you all the Humvees at the beginning of this video, but we've been so busy running around. I want to show you prices on what things are going for. Apparently there's a million H2s for sale. Now we finally have some downtime and I have a motorcycle to drive us around and get us places a little bit more efficiently. We're finding all the Hummers. This is a 2002 Hummer H1, four-wheel drive, 6.6 liter Duramax turbo diesel. This is the Hummer you want. Now notice I'm saying Hummer, not Humvee. Humvees are military vehicles. The Hummer, which usually says H1, are a little bit more luxurious, have full-size doors, have nav and air conditioning and stereos, and drive a little bit better than those military vehicles. Getting it in a 6.6 liter turbo diesel bumps the value on these tremendously. We're talking $150,000. Now this truck already sold. I made this video as you're watching it. The video's already been made. This truck hasn't run through yet. But by the time this video has ended, this truck has run through and it's sold for the magical number of this right here. So you know what it's sold for before I even do. I want you to check out the interior real quick. I want you to look at the paint so you can really see the difference of the Hummer H1, the civilian version, versus the military vehicles that I own. Now this one has been done up. You can see it has cross-stitched leather. It has 4 bucket seats. You can see the 4 subwoofers in the rear, center console here with speakers on the side, leather-wrapped console over the engine, cup holders, navigation, heat, AC, automatic transmission, a key, which my car doesn't have, DVD players here, leather-wrapped dash. It's been a really long, I can't believe I couldn't think of that. Armrests, this thing is nice. Mine, not so nice. You guys already know what it's sold for. I have no idea. I just know that this is nicer than mine. I know there are 2 military Humvees that are not as nice as mine around here somewhere. Let's go see if those are around and then we'll call it a night. We found this one right here, which is a 1989 AM General Humvee. So this is full-on military, I mean down to the removable padded seats. It doesn't get more industrial than this. And essentially all this is how someone bought my Humvee. This is probably what it looked like with the roof, with no doors, with these wheels, and all they did was put wheels on it, like exoskeleton doors, spray paint everything black, and then change the wheels and tires to 24-inch rims. This Humvee hasn't run through as I am filming, but it has run through before we edited the video. So I'm gonna tell you right now that this truck sold for this price. I don't even know what I'm pointing at right now. This is what mine looked like before everything was painted. Just greens and browns and blacks. This is literally my truck. You guys know the answer and I don't as you're watching this. I don't even know what this sold for, but realistically I could have bought this for a fraction of the price from a military auction and then coated it in black and put rims on it, which is what happened. Was it worth it? I don't even know what it sold. I wish I could have this conversation with you guys. I don't even, you know, as I'm talking about it blankly. All right, also, because it's dark, we should have done this a long time ago. We've been commuting on the Grom that I purchased here. We put the first mile ever on it, and we should have done this hours ago because we're 15,000 steps in for the day. All right, Nico, hop on. We're gonna go find our next car. Free restoration, super nice. It sold for 80 grand, and it's essentially a nicer version of the Blazer that I didn't buy for 30 grand, and it's almost triple the price. This one throws me off because instead of it being rhino lined like mine, this looks like somebody took red paint to everything, like literally everything. The grills are red, everything is spray painted red. This is a 94 AM General Humvee SUV. Now mine's an 04 turbo diesel. So the turbo diesel gives you a little bit more power, which is more desirable, but it's still a military vehicle. These things, like this is in rough shape. I'm gonna tell you what this sold for right here. So now you guys know that this sold for this price. I have no idea if it was high, low, higher than mine, less than mine, no clue. They did put on bigger wheels, bigger tires, but if you look, literally everything is spray painted. So we have fiberglass cracking there. We have, this was painted, even the mirrors, every nut and bolt was just spray painted red. I mean, somebody taped things off the way they taped my truck off and then painted it with a single stage red and put in some custom seats. But this is a military vehicle, just painted red. So tell me in the comments so I can read, how did this compare to my Humvee? So I started this video really thinking that the Humvee would sell somewhere in the 20s. The high bid was 18, they were stretching for 23, which isn't, honestly, if I got 23, I would consider selling it, whatever, cut my loss, move on. At 18, I'm not willing to do that because I know at dealer auctions, I can get more. You've seen me look at convertible Scouts and Blazers and Broncos for $40, $50, $60, $70,000 when I have something that's kind of the same for a lot less. My Humvee is $30,000. Yeah, I would have much rathered that Blazer that we looked at today for the same price, but I already own one. Why sell my Humvee for a loss and spend money that I don't need to spend on a Blazer? I think I'm just gonna take the Humvee back home, enjoy it in Florida until somebody wants it, unless one of you guys want it. Now I own it for well over $32,000. I really want 28. If somebody gives me 25, which is what we got for it at auction last year, I'll sell it. So if one of you want it before I sell it or enjoy it so much that I decide to keep it, hit me up on my website, www.flying-wheels.com. The other thing that I'm really surprised about that I'm gonna close out with this video is the price on Hummer H2s. I didn't even realize this was going to turn into a Hummer H2 video, but as we're shooting, I see one over there and one over there and one over there. Are these things collector's items now? Is this the new fad? Are Hummer H2s that are clean with decent mileage? If it's new to me. Is it new to you? Did you guys know this? Now, before I go, the auction isn't over yet. I still have to sell 2 Mercedes SL 500s on Tuesday. So if you like this video, a thumbs up is really appreciated. Subscribe and hit a bell to get notified on our next video where we liquidate and sell both of our Mercedes SL 500s. My name is Craig from Flying Wheels. Thanks for watching. Adios.